Hey, what's up, world? My name is Joe Cronin. This is the Corrupted Entertainment Network, one of my alternative other YouTube channels, and we're going to get in a little bit of a controversy here, and I'm just going to start this off by saying that if you believe that you are something or you want to be a certain way, I actually really don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is everyone telling you what you have to be or you telling everyone what they have to be. So I'm not one of these people that says you can't think that you're a certain way, and I'm also not one of these people that thinks that everybody should absolutely represent you that way because I said so. So I'm not one of these SJW crybabies, and I'm also not one of these people that's going to tell you that, well, look, you have a penis, so you're a guy, so shut up. You know what I mean? I tolerate that. I get it if you want to feel a certain way. But, I mean, it is kind of getting ridiculous what's been going on out there. But Joe Rogan responded to this. I always get lumped into Joe Rogan. I basically figured he was doing stuff because my name's Joe Cronin. It's pretty close. Now, I know that my quality isn't the best because I'm on my laptop. My laptop is kind of terrible. I like to bounce your head off a basketball. Sorry, making fun of Alex Jones. But no, what's up, Alex? NBC News, Julie and Nate Sharp are raising their 3-year-old twins using the pronoun they, them, and their to shield them from gender stereotypes. This is a new parenting technique called TheyBies, or as I like to call it, being retarded. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, so Joe Rogan responded to this, and it was kind of funny. Of course, he's a comedian, and of course, all the SJWs are triggered. Then they're saying he's triggered. Like, it's just pretty crazy. So Joe Rogan said, LOL, what? And then all these people supported him and laughed with him or yelled at him. Either way. But I thought it would be fun to, and I know that my screen isn't the best, so probably would have been better than, see, my opinion is I want to be raised as a lion. Like, I'm going to start telling people that I'm a lion. Not only am I a lion, by the way, but I'm going to be a female lion. Okay, you will address me as a female lion, and if you don't, I will bite your fucking head off, okay? I will get PETA after you. I will get crazy guys after you. I will eat you alive. I have the right to kill you because I am a lion. Hear me roar. I'm a female lion. Let's look at some of the comments here. This should be good. Making them to be androgynous is bad enough, but you letting them wear Crocs? Call the fucking CPS. Oh my God, they are. They're all wearing Crocs. They are. Except the dad. Oh no, they're not. Wait a minute. This girl's wearing boots. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Just they are wearing. Well, I don't even know what to say right now. I don't know what to call their kids. This, them, this, hers, this, here. What do I call the person? I don't even know anymore. This one is wearing, I'm going to call it just this one. This one's wearing pink boots. Looks like normally what would be called a female. And what looks like normally is a boy is wearing Crocs like the mother. I don't know. The kids look fantastic, and the family looks like they're full of love. So I'm not, like, that is great. And by the way, anybody who's like, oh my God, like, this is so dangerous for the kids, like, they can't do this, oh my God. Well, I would like you to take a look at some of the families right now who are in poverty, who can't feed their kids, or the kids or the parents are mentally abusive, or there's a drug addict in the family, or the father beats their kids. I would be a little more concerned about the families who beat their kids to death, feed them terrible foods, poison them, come home alcoholics and mentally abuse them, terrify their children, put them in danger, leave them in locked hot cars. I'd be more worried about those parents than a couple of parents who are just raising their kids as they and them. It is a little bizarre. It probably isn't the best thing, but it's still not as bad as those other things. So if you're not outraged at all the alcohol abuse and child abuse that goes on everywhere, then this is so much more less concerning, because at least, even though you might disagree with how they're raising their kid gender-wise or whatever, I don't know why I did quotations for gender, like it's not, but I don't know, it's fucking bizarre. It is bizarre, but you know what I mean, there's worse things out there, as long as they have love, but then again, the chances are they're mentally unstable doing this, so maybe it is mental abuse. I don't know, it depends on each family's different, man, I don't know. But I'm sure they'll, I don't want the kids, I don't know, whatever. I just spit out my coffee, this person says. My kid identified as a T-Rex when he was little. Thankfully, I didn't impose such beliefs, which would make him act like a human. He walks around with arms... Jesus Christ. Our community attacking livestock. I'm so proud to find his clothes tainted with blood of fawn and rabbits. They aren't talking about the kid at all. It's utterly a selfish act. I know, that's what I... See, that's the thing. Is I don't think this is about the kids. Right? Like, we're raising our kids to be they and him and whatever, or them or whatever. It's not about the kids. It's about the parents, like, feeling good about themselves or doing something weird for them. That's the thing. It's a selfish move. See, my belief is the correct way to raise a kid is, look, he has a penis. Look, she has a vagina. You are a female right now. Now, later on, if your daughter's like, I think I'm a guy. You're like, no, honey, well, you're a girl, technically. Do you feel like a guy? I do feel like a guy. Why do you feel like a guy? I just want to do guy things. I want to have short hair. Like, I feel weird around I feel weird around boys, like, or girls, or whatever the backwards of that is. You know, like, all these. And so as your kid starts to build those clues, you sit back and you kind of, like, you don't necessarily, like, fully encourage it, but you certainly allow it, and you do encourage it a little bit. Like, okay, maybe, you know, that could be possible, but right now, you know, you could be that way. But you're a girl right now, and the more they push back, the more you start seeing that, the more you can support it and start to shape, you know, start to accept it the right way as their parent and explain things to them. And some kids do that and snap right out of it. Like a month later, it was just a phase thing. Other kids, like, mentally, not biologically, mentally, feel that way. Because it's wiring in your brain and how you feel. So while it could be, you know, not the correct way of things usually, and while many people may call it a mental disorder, it's the way you feel. And as long as it's not hurting anybody else, it's the way you feel, and it's the way you're going to live your life, so accept it, and you can accept them. But you don't just right out the gate, like, you know what I mean, say that, well, you could be anything, you know, because there's like a 70% chance, I think. I don't know what the numbers are. There's got to be like an 80%, 85%, maybe 90%, maybe 95% chance that if you have a girl, it's going to be a girl. She's going to remain a girl. Even if she becomes a lesbian, she's going to remain a girl. If you have a boy, it's probably going to remain a boy. Even if it becomes gay, still a boy, right? Unless they feel that they are not a boy, in which case, sure, then we can call him a her, right? But to start off that way is stupid. It's backwards. It's literally backwards thinking. It would be like if you can't even really give it a representation, but like if the color, if a pink ball was like, I'm a pink ball, you know, you'd be like, and then you tell the ball, well, no, you're not a pink ball. You're a colored ball. Because later on, you might decide to be a green ball. You know what I mean? But 90% of the balls stay the color that they are. You know, you wouldn't start off saying you're a ball. And then, like, by the time they're 18, say, I'm a pink ball now. You know, that doesn't make any sense. No, you come out pink, you're a pink ball. And if the ball says, I feel like I'm a green ball, though. Really, you do? And eventually, after feeling like a green ball, you go, oh, let's paint you green. And then you paint it green. No big deal. But you don't come out the gate thinking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, it's backwards. What a weird analogy. I don't know what I just said. Please forgive me. Please subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more videos like this. After calming down, man, I don't know. I'm trying to find how to end gender confusion. How to end gender confusion. Durr. See, I agree with this to an extent. Like, I do. I really do. I think it's clear. I have no horse in this race, but I just wanted to point out that there's scientific nuance. Yeah, that's not normal and shouldn't be treated as such, says this person. Doesn't matter if it's not the majority occurrence, it is still a natural phenomenon. It's true. It does exist, so you can't just make these broad sweeping statements about people. I agree, but at the same time, you don't make a broad statement saying we're going to call them they and him, like them or whatever it is. Like, you start off the gender that the kid is supposed to be, because 95% or whatever the percentage is, even if it's 70%, 70 to 80 to 90% of kids are going to stay that gender, stay that representation. So why would you start off differently? And, you know, I didn't push like all this girly stuff on my daughter really, and she just loves girly stuff, man. I tried to push other things, and she don't want it. She wants the girl stuff. She wants the pink. She wants the hair stuff. She does, and she's little. You know, the kids naturally go to this thing. Guys naturally go to like being a little bit more aggressive and things like that. This is just natural. Not everybody's like that though. There's a lot of girls that are tough and they're mechanics and stuff like everybody can be anything and can be different. But generally, we do fall into these certain categories because we are wired a certain way. And if everybody just understood that and was open to everybody, we'd be fine. But nobody can figure it out. It's a tug of war. It's like you can't be a they, them, or you have to be a whatever. And then other people saying, well, you shouldn't be a girl or guy. It should be a they. Well, that's just double crazy. Am I the only normal one? Does anybody else agree with me? That the normal tendency is to be girl is a girl, guy is a guy. But sometimes mentally things can happen where you really do believe that you're a girl when you're a guy and things like that. And you should be able to be represented like that. That's fine. But, what if I feel like I'm a fucking sea orchid? You know what I mean? What if I feel like I'm a starfish? It's no different. What if I feel like I'm a gorilla? What if I feel like I'm a when I was a kid, I pretended to be a dog. What if I thought I was a dog? Would everybody accept me for being a dog? Or would there be a problem? What if I tried to change the laws to say, you need to refer to me as puppy, or like you need to refer to me as a doggy, or you need to treat me like a dog, like feed me biscuits and stuff like that. Don't talk to me like a human, No, that stuff, that's where you get into weird. And people do that. That exists. That is, as this person says, a natural phenomenon. But you might call it being crazy. But so there you go. I don't know. Either everyone's crazy or nobody's crazy. It's kind of like going to heaven or hell. Do humans go to hell and heaven? Why don't do dogs go to hell and heaven? Do snails go to hell and heaven? Do ants go to hell and heaven? But do whales go to hell and heaven? So only humans go to hell and heaven. But why are all these animals here? Where do they go? They just die? We're kind of like animals. Do we just die? Maybe we just die. Oh, no, we do. We're special. We get to go to heaven and hell? Wow. What about the gorillas? They don't get to go. They just die. Your dog just dies. Everybody just dies. Like, it gets really interesting the more deeper you go and confusing. Doesn't matter. It's not the majority occurrence. It's still a natural phenomenon. Yeah, I agree with that guy, I guess. But I wouldn't start off your kid out the gate that way. And some people are born with 3 arms. They are mess-ups. Oh, my God. Some people are born with 3 arms. They are mess-ups. Oh, my Christ. That's terrible. Plot twist, Nate is the mother. That's pretty funny. Oh, man. How is this not parents using their kids to perform special engineering experiments? It is a little weird. To start them out the gate that way, I disagree with that. That's what I disagree. Gerald Harris. They dumb. I don't know why that's funny. They dumb. And he writes they dumb all in one, like all as one word. He capitalized the T in they. Who's Gerald Harris? Martial arts. Yeah. They dumb. Oh my God, dude. I'm losing my mind. Transgender privilege in society is already a trend, and parents are following along with the crowd. It seems that pleasing others guarantees social acceptance. Yeah, there is a weird-ass thing going on in this world right now. This whole world is whacked out of its mind, dude. I'm quite liberal when it comes to social issues, or was, rather. However, this bothers me to the core. Walk away. I don't know if it bothers me to the core like that. Wow, look at that guy. You seriously don't have to do that. You're awesome, and I'll definitely check you guys. I don't know what he's talking about. They're talking to each other over here. These parents should lose their rights to parent. See, that's where I don't agree with that. Ryan, lose your rights to parent. There's parents out there coming home drunk and slapping their kids around. There's parents coming home and mentally abusing their kids, being like, you're a moron, and you suck, and you're stupid. And, then they smash stuff, and they do all kinds of things. Like, those type of parents. So, there's abusive parents. There's just so much other stuff going on. You know who I want to lock up? Parents who like rape their kids and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I'm worried about, and I'm not worried about this as much. I do think it's a little unfair to start them out of the gate, but at the same time, they are giving them the option to be open to whatever they are, I guess, which probably will be boy is boy and girl is girl. Probably be that way. You know, they're probably gonna, you know, they're gonna be like 20. You know, when you guys realize, like in the year 2000, like 35, there's gonna be like a comedy show where like, this, you know what I mean? He's like, "What's your favorite color?" And he's like, "Well, my favorite color, like a girl and a guy meet on a date, and the guy's like, my favorite color is, I don't know, blue and black. What's your favorite color?" And then the girl's like, "It's like fuchsia 17 or whatever." You're gonna, or she'll be like, "You're gonna laugh at me." I'm not gonna laugh. My favorite color is blue and black. What's yours? It's fuchsia 17. What? Well, back in like 2019, you remember there was like a craze where 2018 there was like there was like a craze where like lots of parents are raising their kids to be they and them instead of him and her, because it was like a thing. It became a trend, and my parents were doing that trend, and so we were raised as they and them. It's really weird, and so they always put these weird neutral colors around me, and I ended up liking this color. Oh, okay. Yeah, my parents, they're fucking crazy. I don't know. like that's what's gonna, like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be in a movie. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. There's no wrong or right shit here. I could be wrong, and that's how you got to keep it open-minded. You know what I mean? Open-minded, and fill yourself full of love. I don't know what I just said there, but it's hilarious to me anyway. Maybe not to you though. Maybe you're out there and you are transgender, or you are one of the ZQRFWs. And I get that it's going to be hard for people to understand. You know what I mean? It really is. And one of the things that isn't helping those type of people are the fact that when you see somebody or whatever and you're like, "Hey, like, you want to do blah, blah," and then they're like, "I'm a they," or "I'm a Z," or something. Like, I'm sorry, people just aren't going to get that. Like, they're going to be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And that's just how it is, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It's a great Star Trek reference to Leonard Nimoy. So most people aren't going to know that, and you are in the few. Therefore, if they call you something that you're maybe not, you know, you just have to understand people aren't going to get it. You know what I mean? It's like if I get burnt in a fire tomorrow, you know what I mean? My face gets like cindered or whatever the fuck, and you can't tell like if I'm a girl or a guy anymore. And somebody's like, "Hey, you," like, you know what I mean, like, "man," or like, "Hey, honey," like, to me or whatever. And I'm like, does this guy think I'm a girl? I'm not going to get offended, because I understand that there's a I'm not exactly showing the clear signs of being a man. You know what I mean? Maybe. But maybe they look at my chest and they're like, "Well, he doesn't have tits. It must be a guy." Hey, man. Like, you know, so you just accept, you just kind of accept that some people don't get it, and just set them, you can just correct them. You know what I mean? If you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a guy. I know you can't tell because my face is cindered to shit. Got in a house fire years back. I used to look pretty good. Now I look like shit. Actually, I'm kind of growing some tits right now because I'm out of shape. So pretty soon people are going to start calling me a woman. But what's up? You know, you can call me Joe, you know. Oh, okay, cool. Like, that's all you got to do. It sucks that you have to do that because, you know, it inconveniences you. But the many aren't going to understand that. And I don't know. That's just the way I see it. Like, unfortunately, you were just dealt a deck of cards that wasn't the norm. So you kind of have to have some inconveniences that other people have, just like a handicapped person. You know what I mean? If you're born with that situation, or you're in a fire when you're younger, or you're handicapped, you know, there's going to be some things that you have to explain to people that's a little bit annoying, that's different than other people, perhaps. And that's just the way it is. It could be the same thing with a woman, you know, or with somebody who's like, I identify. If you're like, I'm sorry, I identify as a Thundercat. So when you talk to me, can you please say Mr. Thundercat? I mean, I'll probably be like, oh, what? You know what I mean? Like, and then you're like, "Oh my God, you're a fucking racist asshole." Like, you have to, like, give people, you're going to expect that they don't understand. What's not okay is if I say to you, hey, miss, or or tell that lady over there. And then she goes, I'm sorry, I'm not a lady. I'm a Thundercat. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, well, tell that Thundercat over there that her food's ready. Sorry, Thundercat, here's your food. The fuck? You know, that's what you do. But if you say, but if they say, I'm sorry, I'm a Thundercat or whatever, and you go, okay, and you look at them and you're like, you clearly look like a female and a pretty good looking one. But all right, Thundercat, all right, cool. But if you instead you go, yeah, I'm calling you whatever, female, here's the food, shut up. Okay, but I'm a Thundercat. Oh, yeah, no, you're not. That's not real. That doesn't exist. Okay, yeah, but I'm a Thundercat. Like, so then you get into the discussion of, is it okay to now, like, I wouldn't push back on that. If you really are going to tell me, like, please don't hurt my feelings, I legitimately feel like I'm a Thundercat. I was born a Thundercat in my mind. You may not be able to see what I am, but I'm a Thundercat. I'd be like, okay, cool, man, I apologize for that. You're a Thundercat. It's just hard for me to understand, obviously. You can see how I wouldn't understand exactly. So if you're nice about it, and you can accept that from them, even though it's like fucking with your head, you know what I mean? Because we're not used to that. And you yourself, who is different, who recognizes yourself as a Z1, whatever it is, and I'm sorry for, I don't give a shit to know what they are yet. I'm sure maybe someday I'll learn them. You know, if you yourself know that you're really in a minority of things that the majority of people are not going to understand and don't want to be honest, then you can start to lead the way of trying to be kind to the people that you're trying to tell them what you are. Then you'll probably get kindness back. And if anybody pushes back and shits on you or like harasses you or attacks you, I mean, then that's on them. Now they're an asshole. Now you know they're an asshole, you know? So that's how you got to be. The word of Cronin. That's my rant on this whole situation. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below. Do you think this is just wackaloo bullshit? Do you agree with what the parents did? Do you disagree with what the parents did? How far do you disagree or agree with what the parents did? Live and let live. I don't know. Is this an experiment that's going to go wrong someday? I don't know. This type of stuff has gone on forever, I think. I don't know if it's exactly gone on that way, but it's gone on subliminally. Like, guys have raised daughters like kind of like a boy, because they're just guys and they don't know how to raise, they don't do all the Barbie stuff. And the girl ends up being a little bit more tomboy, but a lot of times still yet a girl, and still wears dresses and still gets married to a guy. Just has a little bit more of a rough side to her because she was raised by a single blue-collar dad. Bam. Shit has happened before. We just stuck a name on it, man. It's called family full of clogs, bro. Family full of clogs. What in the world are these? The Crocs. We're going to call these people the Crockers. Bunch of Crockers. Of course, white people leave the charge on this crazy new endeavor. You know, the funny thing is all the white guilt that's going on nowadays, where all the white people are like, stupid white person, even though you're white. Like, you have so much white guilt and crazy. The new trend is to yell at white people. Once again, white people lead the charge of something crazy. They don't even realize it, because they're the ones like, white people have always been terrible and always been bad, and white people, Meanwhile, they're white. But it's like, do you realize that you're now being crazy again as white people? Like, this is the new, like it used to be, go to get the brown people, get the other brown people, take the Indians' land, take the black people as slaves, take this, burn the Jews, do all this stuff. That's what white people have done, right? But now the white people are like, white people are so bad. But this is the new craze, is to hate on yourself. This is the new persecution, is to hate on yourself. Like, you're sitting there, like, minding your own business, not doing anything wrong, and then some other white guy gets, like, beat up by a group of people, and you don't know whether they're bad or good or whatever, but the white guy goes, yeah, he probably did some racist thing because he's white. Meanwhile, that guy's just a nice dad who was in line and accidentally bumped into somebody, and they got mad at him and beat the shit out of him. But you're over here screaming, yeah, he probably deserved it because he's white. White people are fucked. I'm ashamed of my race. Like that's the new persecution of yourself. It's hilarious. And we'll just call you a bunch of Crockers. Hope you guys subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. I'm out. Support me here. YouTube.com/Corrupted Podcast. You can hear our Corrupted show every Saturday night on Patreon. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron of mine. Support me and what we do here. It makes these videos possible. I'll do more of them too if you want. Every day if you want. Let's do it. I'm out.